This is a 2025 Thor Tranquility 19A. This is a 2025 Thor Tranquility 19A. This is on a Sprinter chassis. As you can see, it is a 4x4. Features the lithium package, 6,000 watts lithium package. This is, of course, a four-wheel drive, or actually, I believe this is an all-wheel drive. Important distinction. You won't have the button to interact with on the dash, but you do get this nice elevated stance for going off-road. You do get that cool spotlight on top. It does have a protective smoke cover on it right now. We're going to look it over, and I'm going to show you some of its major components that you need to know to get started using this van. So let's open the door. This is a manual door. So when you're going to use it, important, we have our power systems here. So this knob, I have to turn that on. Then we're going to take this cover off, and we're going to turn this on. This is for our Masterbolt monitoring system. There we go. Okay, now it's on. You can see our battery's 100% charged right now. We got an outlet. And this knob, of course, this is what turns on the power from your lithium battery pack. So off, on. Very simple to operate. And we'll talk more about this Masterbolt control panel here in a bit. However, we're going to look at some of the other components. So, as you can see, we have 2 benches here that are essentially beds. So you can use this as basically as, you know, as 2 separate beds, 2 singles, I guess. Or you can configure this as 1 bed going across using these extra cushions right here. There is a bar that comes out under here to help support that when you make that into a bed there. Then of course you have this table. Now this table, it's got these like I guess handles that you can tighten up or loosen up to keep it from moving around, but this will swivel. You can also remove it and mount it back here if that suits you best. Now, it does have an air conditioner. The air conditioner will run off the battery. You don't have to be plugged into shore power. You just have to make sure you got battery power, right? And we have our Firefly control panel. Let's come over here, turn on some lights. So we're going to turn on our light master. So we got lights on. You can see we have exterior lighting as well. We can turn those on. Give you a peek into the back. You got some drawers, you got some storage in there. And this one has the cassette toilet, shower curtain. Now it's got that mat. The drain is underneath that mat, so when you shower, you do need to remove that mat. is your sink. So when you're using the sink, this fills up, just tilt that to empty it into the drain that's back there. Of course, storage up here. You do have this little area here where you have a connection for a TV. We also have an HDMI port. So here are connections. So what you could do here in this area, so there is that goes out or comes in from the TV antenna. There's a button there to turn the TV antenna on. There's an HDMI. Now that HDMI, like let's say you put a DVD player here or a Apple TV, a Roku, Fire TV, whatever you plug in here, there's your power, will be broadcast to the TV that's back there, or up front, I should say. More storage. Now this black pouch, this has the fold-out cover for the windshield and the side covers for the windows. Then you have a manual crank for the awning. The awning is an electric awning. However, this is a manual backup in case something should not work. Then this is a privacy curtain for these back windows. Here we have a refrigerator. It's a 12-volt refrigerator. And down there you have a knob to control the temperature. Then you have down there is a combination smoke detector. I'm sorry, not smoke detector. There is a propane detector and carbon monoxide detector that is hardwired into the electrical system. No batteries. Smoke detector up here. This does have a 9-volt battery in it that must be replaced every now and then. Owner's manuals, TV, remote control for this TV. Now, a word about this TV. It will not function when it's in its up position. So to put it in its down position, there's a crank down here. Pull that crank and that releases the TV. Now with the TV in its down position, now it will turn on. However, when it's up, it will not. It's got this little button that has to be depressed, which gets pressed when it's in the up position. So that's how it knows not to work. So let's talk about this Firefly system. So here we can see it's actually quite a bit of a glare. So we're going to close this door. So here, there's still a glare, huh? Well, we're going to do our best. So here you see these icons across. So that's going to give us our lighting page. Exterior lighting. Electric, where we can monitor our electricity, our battery, our solar system, and that shows our house battery, which is our lithium power pack, our 6,210 watt lithium power pack. Then we have our chassis battery, electrical system. We see what that's doing. Then we can also go here to our climate. We can turn on the air conditioner right there and set an appropriate temperature. I set it to 68. I think 68 is a good temperature, huh? So right there, it's in auto. As you can hear, it's pretty loud, so I'm going to manually put it in low so it won't be quite so loud. So there's not running in auto anymore. Now, this does not do heat. This is just air conditioning. For heat, we're going to use this guy up here. What else can we do here? So we can also do some diagnostic stuff. Normally, this is not something you're really going to get into. This is something that technicians would use if there was like an issue, to find issues with the coach. You also have a water pump button to turn on the water pump. We have tank heaters. So the tank heaters are for the waste tank in the water tank that's underneath the coach to keep those from freezing in the event that you have a, you have a hard freeze. So that blue, the light blue is enabled, dark blue is disabled. So you can see right there, I turn on the water pump, and we can see our fresh water tank and our gray tank. Now, it does not show a black tank, and the reason for that is that this van is outfitted with a Thetford cassette toilet. We'll see a little bit more about that in the back. We can also extend and retract the awning. Right now it will not extend because the engine is running. Engine must be off for that to work. We can also, let's see. Now here under settings, here's our settings page. You see we can do a number of things there, but most importantly we have the mobile app. So here you can download this Mirror app, the Vega Touch Mirror app, and by scanning that QR code or searching on the App Store or Google Play Store. Once you download that, you can log into this system with that ID and PIN number. And basically all of this will now be able to be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. It is Bluetooth, so you do have to be, within 20-30 feet of the coach to be able to work stuff. Same rules apply. The engine must be running to be able to operate certain things. The engine must be off to be able to operate certain other things. So keep that in mind. So that is the Firefly system, and then we're going to talk about this Aqua Hot system. So here, by pressing in this button, we can wake up the system. You see that little symbol that looks like an RV that's flashing. That is the currently selected item. So I can scroll this wheel and select different items. So for example, the item that's flashing right now is that RV looking symbol. That is for cabin heat. I scrolled it over to the next one that looks like a thermometer. That is for water heater. This one is where you select your power source. We can run this system off of diesel with a diesel burner, or it also has 2 electric heating elements. So let's go back here, and we're going to select cabin heat. So right now, everything, see this black line? Everything above the black line is status. So right now there is nothing above the black line, so that tells you there is nothing going on there. So I'm going to make something happen. So we're going to select cabin heat. You see that it's off. I'm going to select a temperature. And right there I set the temperature, the heat, to 76. Now you see, now we have stuff above the status line. Now it's telling us, the little flame symbol tells us that the system is currently running on gas. The burner's on. That's what that symbol tells you. It's burning diesel fuel, and our fan is blowing on the highest setting. Now I can go here to this symbol. That water heater is off. I can put it on eco, which is warm, or hot, or boost. Boost will turn off the cabin heat and just do hot water. So we'll set it to hot. And then here's where I choose my sources. So I can run it on fuel, which is just diesel by itself, diesel burner, or I can choose mix 1, which is diesel fuel and 1 electric element, or diesel fuel and 2 electric elements. That's its highest setting. Or just 1 electric element by itself, or 2 electric elements. And that's it. And then this symbol here is for the fan. Right there is highest setting, high, low, then eco is just very low. Now we can go here. This is where we can schedule stuff. This is for the time. We can set the clock. Settings are here. Then we have a back button to take it back to the main screen. Now, yes, we did activate the cabin heat, so we actually have the air conditioner and the cabin heat that comes out through these vents on down here. I can feel warm air by my feet, so we're going to shut this down. So we'll come here to cabin heat, turn that off. Off. Then we can turn off the water heater. On, off. Now there's no longer anything above the black line, so that's our status line. That shows everything off. Hope that made sense. We're going to now discuss this Masterbolt system. So this Masterbolt system, so this is what monitors our lithium power pack. So here you can see that our house battery is showing 100%. Time remaining, it doesn't show anything. The engine has to be off for that to really register a time, because usually it's when the engine is running, it's showing blank because the engine is, charging our battery pack. So it's really indefinite. Right now it's showing time because we went into the negative here as far as like charge level. But as this goes down a little bit more, the charging system will kick into overdrive and start putting more charge into this battery, and then this will go back to zero. But if the engine were not running, then it would tell you, at the current state of use, how much electricity, like how long your batteries would last. Right now, if the charging system remains at its current state, at idle on the van, it says that we can go for 1 day and 9 hours at current use, which is quite a bit. Probably a little bit optimistic, considering you're typically going to have the AC running at a higher speed than I currently have it. And you'll probably have more stuff on. Right now, it does shut everything off except for the air conditioner on low. At any rate, so we can also see the voltage in our battery, 13.43, the temperature in Celsius. Now we can swipe. Now we can see that our Combi Master inverter, 3000 watt inverter, is inverting. That's what's providing the electricity to the air conditioner. It says that we have now we're not plugged into shore power, but if we were, this is where you could limit. Like, let's say we plugged into 30 amp, well, that's what you want that set to, 30 amp. But let's say we plugged into a 15 amp, like a household, like a regular 110 outlet. So you would put in 15 and then hit the check mark, and right there we've set it to 15. So that way you don't overdraw from that outlet with an adapter, because sometimes people use an adapter and plug in a 30 and turn on a bunch of stuff in here, and it'll attempt to draw more than 15 from that outlet that's only rated for 15, and you'll blow a breaker in your house, or possibly in the van, or possibly even create a short in the extension cord you're plugged in with. So we'll put that back where it was. Put it back at 30. Check mark. Say it's okay. Say it's okay. There we go. Output voltage 120. Now, interesting thing here. So we can turn off our inverter by using this button here. Now, I don't want to do that because that will turn off my air conditioner, and we won't have power to our microwave either, or our TV for that matter. So our inverter is providing electricity to those items as we're not plugged into shore power. Right here, you see alternator is activated. Now this is not like a button you can click. We can see that on the next page. So important thing, does not like my fingers. So there on this page, the third page, we can see our alternator. Now, a lot of times when I see people have problems with these vans, it's because they have this alternator deactivated. Like, I can touch this and basically it'll turn off the alternator. It's going to turn off the output from the alternator. So you will not get a charge while you're going down the road. because it'll be basically in standby. So you have to be careful with that. It's just I don't know what it is about my fingers, but I think I have lotion on my hands. So that's a quick overview of what this is. Important things to note. So, good Lord. Okay, so important things to know as a user. So as an end user, what do you need to know about this screen? So right now, important things. So house battery, 100%. That will change if you don't, if the engine was not running and you're not plugged into shore power, that of course will start to go down. This right here, see how it says negative amperage? That's showing you that we are currently losing, right there we're breaking even. Like you can see it fluctuate. 2 amps, that's almost nothing. So it's practically sucking out no electricity. And that doesn't mean that the air conditioner isn't using electricity. That just means that we're almost breaking even with what's being created from the engine. Now the engine at idle doesn't produce a lot of electricity, but you rev it up a little bit, like when you're driving, it's going to make a ton of electricity. It's like a 170 amp alternator. So the main thing to keep an eye on when you're out using the van, if you're not plugged into shore power and the engine's not running, keep an eye on this. See how negative you are. Watch this battery meter here. See where it's at. Obviously, if you see that getting really low, then it's time to start the engine or plug in the shore power. You have it available. Now this van is equipped with a 200 watt solar panel, but of course a solar panel, that's not a ton of electricity. That equates to about a trickle charge. So keep in mind that's not going to do the same as running the engine or shore power. So that's a quick overview into our Masterbolt system. Now we're going to come back here and talk about this back area. So in the back, we have this neat bug screen that we can zip down. We have the back here, of course, we have the toilet that I showed you from over there. You have some light switches, some storage. Now, when you use this shower, make sure you use this, this shower curtain, because this stuff is not designed to get wet. Like, it can get a little wet, but you cannot soak it. So Thor wants you to use this shower curtain to keep it from getting wet. And of course, remove this for proper drainage of the water. Shore cord is in there. You got some light switches. You also have a little connector there for water. Now the toilet, as I mentioned, is a cassette toilet, meaning you take it out to drain it. This is the cassette. And we'll talk more about that in depth at a later time, in a later video, because I got one hand and I need 2 hands to properly display that. Of course, this is the back of the van. There is your hitch. There is a backup camera up there. The outside of the van features, you got to unlock that. That's where you add water to it. Your dump valve is right there. That's for your gray. And we talked about the cassette for the toilet. That is your black tank, essentially. Exhaust for the Aqua Hot system. City water. Shore power connection. Cable in. Solar in. So if you have an auxiliary solar panel you want to connect, then the sewer hose storage is right there. Then up here, you have a spotlight button, emergency start button. So the emergency start button is basically for the emergency start button will basically link your batteries, your engine batteries with your house battery. So let's say that your engine battery was dead. By holding that emergency start button and pressing the start button, it'll take a little bit of electricity from the house battery to help you get started, get the battery to, get the engine started. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video. I hope you found this information useful. My name is Frank with the RV Shop here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I do hope you will remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me by searching Frank at the Shop on Google or YouTube and click on the RV Shop logo. Again, this is Frank at the RV Shop in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.